Hey, happy holidays. It's the Cursed Prophet back with another video. And you guys gonna see this shirt a couple more times. I promise you, I just got out the shower about 45 minutes ago. I'm one of them people who be wearing the same 5 outfits, but and yes, my mama still do my laundry. And she one of them types, as soon as you take something off, it's in the washer and you like, damn, I was gonna put that the fuck back on. So very clean. But I noticed, I was like, damn, I'm on video now. These people gonna be like, this motherfucker will never change his clothes. No, I don't. But I'm always in the witch cave too, so sometimes it's no clothes at all. But I finally investigated and listened to one of my favorite crime investigators, or YouTube crime investigators, talk about the Jelani Day case. And hold on, you guys, let's see if the train gonna pass. I wasn't even thinking about that. That's Papa Ogun coming to give a word. Excuse me. Okay. Excuse me, y'all. I don't feel good. I get like this every couple of months where my stomach and shit just don't be moving. I don't know what's going on, but anyway. So I finally got to do a little research on the Jelani Day case, and listen to one of my favorite YouTubers tell me, pretty much the whole story about Jelani Day. And they're usually pretty accurate. They don't put out any information unless they get accurate information. This person even said they held back a couple of videos. Was it last year? No, in October, because the information, I think when they were talking about Jelani Day, because somebody put out there, I don't remember who said it, but somebody put out there that, oh no, I think it was the coroners, or what people thought they said, but it's still funny. Maybe they really meant what they said and now they're trying to retract it. But I know everybody remembers when they came out and said Jelani Day was missing organs. And I remember my godmom also saying that she had heard he was missing his penis. And I even came back and told my mom that. And I didn't know she was talking about Jelani Day because I kept hearing the name. But it's been so many of these little black boys getting killed by the cops and stuff. I thought he was another one of those kids who got like shot, because for a minute there we was having all these black kids out in public, like Trayvon Martin getting shot all unexpectedly and in these weird circumstances, and I thought he was one of them. So I just went ahead and let it go, because I knew more of us were going to fall anyway, because they just love killing us. So I was like, I don't even want to look into the story and grieve that. We've grieved so much because we have a whole bunch of other shit that we're still grieving, from slavery and all sorts of shit. So I looked at the story, and the story is very interesting because it's not really much information about it. I want to say that this is probably the first story that I've seen covered by the news where the mother or the parents were present and they were telling their side of the story, or telling you their point of view and what happened, because it's their child or their children. And his mother didn't tell a lie at all. Like, some of them, when you watch them, you can tell by the time they get to us, in front of us on the news, you can tell that they've been groomed by the industry or the establishment. So the eyes be all over the place. They're usually under a lot of brainwashing and MK Ultra and things of that sort, whatever you want to call it. But they've been tweaked a lot, and 9 times out of 10 they kind of know that their kids were killed or taken or sold into sex slavery or traffic or whatever. And you can tell they're very scared when they get on camera and they have to say the right things, and they're being coached, and there's a lot of handlers around. But evidently they weren't able to get to Jelani Day's mom, and she's not having it, at least not at this point. So I know this lady did not sacrifice her son. It wasn't her. Not saying that it was not somebody around her, but it wasn't her. But the funny thing was about Jelani Day is that the first thing that I kept picking up is that he's gay. I don't know if anybody knows anything about that, but I just kept getting this funny feeling that he was doing something funny. And I'm not sure if that came out, if anybody knows anything about that. But and he don't even give you like gay vibes. It was just something about his energy, and the ancestors just kept saying he's gay. And this has something to do with him meeting up with somebody from online because he was on DL, and it had something to do with that. But I do know that the church is involved, from what I'm feeling. And I feel like the school is a little bit involved as well. But of course, like I said, most of these parents either are involved or they're at some point at some point they're being let know that, this is a sacrifice, or this is a energy, and this is a ritual going on, and you're going to get paid off eventually, and sorry, your child's gone, and we've killed them, or we sold them to sex slavery, whatever. But I don't think any of us picked up any information. It's such a weird story, but yeah, like I said, that's what I was at first. I was picking up. I was like, this dude's gay, and this has something to do with him being gay. And then when that one day showed the part where the mother was talking about her finding the car, or the cops finding the car in that wooded area that was weird. I think it was in Piru, or the area started with a P. And she was like, my babies wasn't even raised out here. We've never been here. There would be no reason for him to be out here. It makes no sense. And then just the area that he was in, especially with that nice ass car. Who would drive a Chrysler that was so beautiful? Because I think it was a convertible Chrysler at that. I was like, that shit bad as fuck. But why would somebody take that into that area? And that was funny too. And I just kept hearing like, the ancestors was like, he was meeting up with somebody, and this is some funny shit, and he was from the DO. And then another thing that was coming to me about Jelani Day, because I was going to pull the cards out tonight, and I might still do it, but I want to tell you the impressions and the energy I got. So right now, I haven't fully looked into it, so, take this with a grain of salt. And of course, the metaphysical sciences cannot be proved, so this is for entertainment purposes only, and everything is alleged. But, let's see. For some reason, I was picking up, I felt like Jelani Day, because the mother kept saying that he was like heavily involved in the church. But if you know the story about this guy, it was like he was an overachiever and he was good at fucking everything. Like he was probably good at fucking cutting his toenails. Like this dude was just like awesome. And he had really good energy, and it just seemed like he was very lucky, and he was a hard worker, and he was honest. But as soon as they started talking about the school and the fraternity, we knew that there was some rituals going on, because, of course, he was a part of these fraternities, and we know that these fraternities are Greek and Roman, and they're really not for black folk. They're for white people, and white people started these fraternities, and we really have no business up in them, because in these fraternities, they kill their own people, so you know damn well they'll kill your ass. And Jelani Day is all the family is. They are some chocolate black people, which means they are very strong in melanin and very strong in carbon energy. So that was alarming to me too, and that's how I knew too that his mother was not going to shut the fuck up, because you just look at her skin, which means she has a very strong power source behind her, because people don't come out certain shades for no reason. We come out certain shades for reasons. There's a reason why certain people are light skinned. There's a certain reason why people are dark skinned. There's a certain reason why people are, in the middle, like a mocha. And it doesn't have to do with the sun of the area you were born or who the fuck you came from. And genetics it's about energy. Okay, we were looking at the school. Okay, yeah, I was looking at the school, and when they were talking about him being in the fraternity, I found that very interesting. And then when they were talking about him being very heavily in the church, I was like, heavy in the church. He passed all of his grades at the top of all of his classes, and then he got into grad school really, really early, because he was exceeding very quickly and very fast in his academics. And then I was like, he's got to be doing something, because in this business, and in this world where everything is upside down, you can't really get too far without doing something that you may not want to do, or participating in certain rituals, or even sacrificing your morals and things of that sort. And then when I saw the church, that's when I started to pick up energy from them, and I was like, I feel like somebody at the church knows something, and I feel like for some reason, somebody presented certain rituals, and they were trying to teach Jelani Day the game, because for some reason I feel like he learned the game a little bit late, because I feel like he just has a good energy, and he's a good guy. And I feel like he's very straight edge, even though they say he smokes weed and he did smoke cigarettes. He just gives me a straight edge energy, like he plays things by the book, and he doesn't cut corners. And I was like, somebody's got to be grooming him and telling him what the fuck is up, because eventually you have to learn this stuff, or you look like a lot of these celebrities or these people who are really successful who don't know what the fuck is going on, and you end up in really bad deals and things of that sort. But of course, we know that they can't make you do things without you giving up your free will, because we all have that, and nobody can tarnish that unless you give them the power. So I was like, when I was looking at it and I was channeling, I was like, I feel like the church has something to do with it. And I'd like to know who the pastor was, and I would like to know what denomination they were from and what the church was about. And was the church heavily influenced by the Knights and Templars or the Masons or anything of that sort? And if they studied or practiced any old Greek or Roman energies. Cause something's funny, and it's just like he ain't doing nothing bad. Are you not fine? There's no map showing him involved in anything funny. Um, that's not cutting it for me. So somebody knows something, like, was he dating anybody? Because I'm going to keep going back to the fact that I think he's gay, and no disrespect to his family, but that's just what I pick up. I feel like this dude was a DL nigga, and not because he was feminine or because when you look at him, you see something physically off. That's just what I felt in his energy. Like, nobody knows this, but he's on some funny shit, and I felt like he was presented something, and he didn't want to do it, and these people wanted to whoop on his ass. And then the fact that he's exceeding in academics, he's got a good family, seems like they're all together, he's in the church, he probably knows the word. White folks ain't fucking with that. Like, he's just well put together, and he's got a strong background, so that makes him a target anyway. And then the fact that the cops were taking their time with everything they were doing, as far as the mother. And then the mother was saying that, the coroner, when she called, once they found the body, before they identified that it was him, like, he was rude with her and was like, pretty much, if you keep calling me, I'm not going to tell you a damn thing. Like, what'd she say? He pretty much said, like, she was saying pretty much, he was like, do you want to know if this is your fucking son or not? Pretty much saying, like, stop calling me, and if you continue to call me, you're upsetting me so much that I'm not going to tell you anything, and I'm going to stop dealing with you. And who does that? Like, everything they did with this lady was just wrong, and thank God she's not she's not as weak as some of these people that we come across in these cases, because they were giving her the runaround from the get-go. And then when we got to the fact of them finding his phone, which was funny, and I'm glad that she picked up that every time a clue came out, or they had a hunch on something, or they had a lead, that the story always changed. Like, I think they said the way that they got his phone was somebody stopped on the side of the road, and they found it, and then the guy took it to one of those kiosks in Walmart and sold it. And I guess, the camera or whatever surveillance was there picked it up. And then once they figured out this is this guy's phone, it led them to the person who dropped the phone off. And they did a little bit of investigating with him. But she even said that, like, for 3 weeks, she didn't even know that they had his phone. And I think, her biggest fuck up, or I'm going to think her biggest fuck up, is, like, she was saying that the police department had called her and said, if you don't want us to go through the phone, we can give it to the FBI. And she was like, yes, let's give it to the FBI. We really need to do this. Or she was saying, because she wants somebody to cover this case. She's not getting any help, and she thinks the FBI is going to help her. But honey, I think she needs to go back and look at her books and look at the history. The FBI is probably the worst person you should give your son's phone to. And I think the mother should look through the phone herself. And that's what the ancestors are saying. She needs to go look through the phone herself before anybody gets their hands on it. And then the fact that the fact that they want you to believe the police department confiscated his phone and they didn't already go the fuck through it. Come on now, it's white folk. They're always touching stuff. The white folk are like the kids you tell don't touch the fucking stove, and they do it, and eventually they burn their fucking hand and they start crying, and you're like, I told your ass not to touch stove. Like, that's just white folk. Like, they always got their hands on something they ain't got no fucking business. But that's the energy I'm getting. The energy around Jelani today is very dead. For real, I wouldn't be shocked if the story was fake, because you really don't pick up anything. There's no leads. The story makes no sense. The boy was pretty much perfect, which I don't think the family's lying. I just feel like the story was, like, constructed. Or maybe it was one of those things where the town, was doing so well and it was time for them to get something back, because there are times where, towns and people and families have to give stuff back. You've been doing good for too long, and of course the establishment has their fake ass rules they've created, and they're like, well, you've got 6 kids and they're all graduates from this school, and each one of them has really good degrees, and you gotta hand something to everybody, and we don't want no money. We want blood. So I want to know what you guys thoughts are. I want to know what you guys think about the Jelani Day case. I've seen some of you guys' comments, and I've been watching some videos. I think it's so funny that nobody knows what happens to this kid. I think it's funny that he ended up in the water, decomposing. I think it's funny that a story came out about his organs missing, and then they retracted it. I really think they did take his organs. I think Jelani Day was very special. I think if we looked at his birth chart, we would find something very interesting. And I feel like I said, the way that he was excelling, I would not be shocked if he is somewhere in somebody's Palo pot. I wouldn't be shocked if he was in some kind of a cult pot and they were using the energies not for organ trafficking, but for something different, something spiritual, because it sounds like this is a Apollo case. Although they're saying the organs were all intact, they just decomposed because he was in water that was really warm. I just feel like that was not supposed to come out, and it wasn't an accident, and they put that in the air for a reason, to mislead us. I'm really praying for this lady, though. I find it very, very sad that this happened to this young man. He just seemed like an all-around nice guy. Uh, Even if he wasn't a nice guy, it's still sad. People shouldn't be getting killed and dying like that. It's just fucked up. It's just another one they've taken from us, and this guy was probably going to do really big things for us, and they knew that, and that's why they did it. But like I said, I don't want to offend the family with the whole homosexual claims, but I'm gonna stick to it until somebody tells me something different. I did read something about 2 white girls supposedly that he was dealing with, but I didn't find really too many leads on it. And like I said, this is not really a reading. I just wanted to come and discuss it with you guys, and maybe you guys can give me some more energies or something that I can look at, because it was really hard to find anything. This is one of those stories where it kind of left me upset because I wanted more, and there wasn't anything else to give you, and you would think by this time that it would be a lot more. And then the fact that his case was going on around the same time as Gabby Petito was very funny to me, and it just shows you the racism in the police department and the media, because the mother was saying, and we all know the Gabby Petito case wasn't too long ago, but it took over everybody's TV, social media. Everybody was concerned about this white girl who decided to go off with her boyfriend by her own decision, which she had every fucking right to, and it really wasn't anybody's business to be up in it. Although she did come up dead, but it still wasn't nobody's business. And that was a ritual too. We all know that. The parents gave her up. We know that because just go back and look at the facts. It's all there for you. But the parents gave her up, and then the boy, her boyfriend who killed her, his parents gave him up. But they were trying to hide him and help him. They really were, and they really pulled some bullshit with the cops. And had that been black people, we'd be facing, all of my family would be facing charges, because they did some legal shit in that case. But I want to know you guys' thoughts. I want to know what's going on. I want to know if you guys can give me some more information on Jelani Day. Like I said, send me in those tips. I know somebody knows something about his sexual life, and I'm telling you, his sexual life is going to lead us to some really good tips, and it's going to lead us to some really good leads. You just need to figure out who he was sleeping with if he was not a virgin. And even if he was a virgin, who was he dealing with? Because he's a good-looking guy, and like I said, he's charming, and he had everything going for him. So bitches was on him like that, especially if he went to school with a lot of white girls. They love to go and suck up black niggas' energies that are doing well with themselves. It's like they can smell you, because they don't have any energy and they don't have any power. So that's all I gotta say about it. To be honest, you know what though? I'm gonna pull some cards. Let's pull them. Let's pull. Let's see if we can pull something. Let's use the white people deck, because I done lost a couple of cards in my other deck, and I'm about to add some more cards to my original Y'all know I ain't fancy. You know I'm ghetto, so I ain't got no Damn, I think tonight I did get a camera holder, but I ain't putting it up because y'all don't need to see all that. So let's look at it. Let's see what's going on with Jelani today. Let's see if we can pick up some energy. So, ooh. All right. Well, we already got one card fly out. Meditation. I think they want me to meditate on this more, cause the story, you don't have any information. I'm sure we all need to meditate on it to even get a piece of information. That's just how the whack this story is. And the fact that the police are holding back a lot of information, they probably do know a lot more. Especially because most of us think this is ritualistic anyway. But let's see. So Jelani Day went missing in Ohio, and he was found in, I think, the Ohio River. One of those rivers in Ohio, and his car was found in Peru, Ohio. Let's see. Jelani Day. This is the deck. I think it's the Nyx deck, the Queen of the Night deck. I got her book over here. Oh shit, this is a long video, guys. I'm sorry. Alright, Jelani Day. Jelani Day. Let's see what's going on. I have to be happy and have hope for his parents and his family because it's so beautiful. I don't want to cry anymore. Like I said, we agree so much as black people, like, and really as a society as a whole, these last couple of years. There's just too much going on, y'all. I think all of us need a Xanax, to be honest. Let's see. Okay. So you had the high freezes of fire. Was your lady, was Jelani Day a, Sag, Aries, or Leo? I wonder. So we have the energy of fire, which is funny because this case was surrounded in water. Let's see. I don't want to do a lot. I want to hold the deck in my hand because I'm just going to be pulling cards. I'm not supposed to pull. I feel it. All right. The next card is we got the wishing card. I feel like this represents his mother and his family. They have a lot of wish and hopes for this case. They're not coming true. Strength. We know this guy was a very strong man, just like the mother said. She was like, even if somebody did abduct and try to kill my son, he, you know, before she knew he was dead, she was like, he didn't just go out easy, and it wasn't like he just came and abducted him and he ain't fucking fight. This dude was like 6'0", and he wasn't no scary ass dude. He would have fought that. So them saying that conclusion. Ain't that funny how quickly we got conclusion? I feel like this represents how the establishment and the police department and the people who are running this case are trying to conclude this case so quickly. Like, it's a drowning, he got in the water and he drowned, and that's just it. And we all know that's not the fucking story. Look at that. Like, come on now. Conclusion. Shit, maybe it's like the Kanika Jenkins case, because another psychic did that case, and they were like, nah, she really did just walk up in the freezer. Yes. Confidence. I think all of these cards are describing Jelani Day's energy. Beauty. Ooh, you know what the ancestors have said? I think they're telling us I think they're giving us the energies of why he was killed. His confidence, his beauty, you know, he was handsome. You know, for men, they're not beautiful. What some men are beautiful, but fragment. And that's what they're doing with this case. We're getting like small fragments that are adding up. Like, the information in this case is so fragmented. Lust. Ooh, I told you. I know there's some sex involved in this case, man. There's some sex going on in this case. Lust don't always have to be sex, though, or nasty, though. You can be lusting after somebody's life or their money, or, you know, you could be lusting after a chef because he's a better cook than you. I told you, there's some sex going on, man. Somebody was lusting. You know, lust is never a good thing. It leads to a lot of sin movement. I think we'll start to see a little bit more movement in the next 3 to 6 months, but it'll be slow and fragmented, as they said. Loyalty. Loyalty. Steve Ray. Loyalty. Was he killed because he wouldn't break his loyalty to his God, to his morals, to his mother and what she taught him? What's the loyalty about? Who is being loyal? A vision. High priestess of spirits. I'm going to put one more and I'm going to shuffle one more time because I'm going to get out of here. Love. It's really far down in there. I'm telling you, man. This shit is... Something is going on with a relationship. I'm going to need to know who this guy was dating. Or who he was dating in the DL. Alright, Jelani Day. Jelani Day. Jelani Day. Jelani Day. I love his name, by the way. I love his whole entire name that his mom named him. I think his whole name was in J's besides the last name. He has such a pretty little name. And she's got beautiful kids. The mother is gorgeous, too. Then, you know, although this family seems well put together, shit, who's to say that the father wasn't the one who got him killed? Because we know that Jelani Day, they said that his father had cancer, and Jelani Day found out he was a match for the bone marrow, and he was donating bone marrow to his dad at one time. I don't know if his dad went into remission or whatever. I'm gonna guess he did, but shit, who's to say undercover his dad didn't get sick again and got rid of that got rid of his son so that he could live. It's funny what people will do when, you know, God shows up with a death sentence and you want to live. It's so funny. We cling to this life so much, but at the same time, we want to leave it so bad. I know you all know what I mean, too. Jelani Day. First card is the Strength card. Fulfillment. Self-worth. Complicated. What's complicated? What was complicated? This case? Rigid. The police department was being very rigid. And stiff. There is the water. High priestess of water. This was a water spell, y'all. I know there's some occult people involved in this. There's a spiritualist involved in this somewhere. Obedient. See? I told you, bruh. Who was trying to train Jelani Day? Who was trying to groom him for the establishment? Because he wouldn't abide. This was the first time he started telling people, no, I'm telling you. They wanted him to do something. They wanted him to get down like they get down. He said, nah, I'm telling you, man. Conclusion. All right, they said that's conclusion right there. So that means within these cards, we should be able to find out what we're looking for. Love, the love card came out. I'm going to draw 2 more on the side. Chaos, see? This affair on the side, man. Risk. I'm telling you, they need to find out who he was dating. And if they find the girl that he was dating, she's not the one that got him killed. I'm telling you, it's the girl that... If they found out he was going with somebody, it's another girl on the DL or another guy on the DL. I'm telling you. So we know that I ain't gonna say if, I know that he was in a relationship, and I know that this relationship created chaos, and he took a risk by dating this person. Was he dating a higher up? Was he dating a teacher from the school? Was he dating a kid who, a girl or a boy who had a parent who was very influential? Hmm. I think in these cards right here, let's go back over them. So the first card, strength. Shit, I fucked them up. Fulfillment, self-worth, complicated. Fulfillment, strength, fulfillment, self-worth, complicated, rigid, high priestess of water, obedience. And look at the Venus card. Interesting. Look at this joint. She's like, it looks like a masonry card. See, she's standing on that block and she's blindfolded. You know, in the booklets for these cards and stuff, they tell you the stories and about the imagery. I bet you, in my mind, I feel like this lady is standing on the block, and I feel like she's her eyes are covered with the sword, and she's in this dangerous situation, and she needs to trust. I can't find my words right now. You guys know what I mean. Just look at the card. I'm not even going to try to break it down and even lie to y'all like I'm picking up. Like I said, I get a very dead silence, but these are the three factors I want you guys to look at. It's love, the relationship, whoever he was dealing with. I want to know about the pastor and what they were really into at the church. And then I want to know I want to know about all of his teachers and any of his past relationships and his relationships before he died. That's what I'm going to look into. And I want you guys to comment, and I want you guys to tell me a little bit more information about Jelani Day if you know it. But those are the cards right there. I'm not even going to break them down. You saw the cards. You guys know the story probably a little bit better than I do. We're at about 30 minutes now. This is running really over. Like I said, it's an interesting case. It's very sad. It's not a lot of energy to it to really pick up. If somebody out there is saying they're picking up energy, I'm really not going to believe them like that, because the fucking mother can't even pick up no energy like that. And she doesn't even know what's going on. And probably in her heart can't figure out anything right now. So I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to say let's keep Jelani Day in our prayers since he is passed on. Let's pray that he transitions back to the God source energy, to the highest elevation possible, and hopefully he can be reincarnated and come back and finish what he started. This is the Cursed Prophet. Bye, guys.